And welcome everybody to the 2024 European Open Classic Powerlifting Championships, coming to you from Velika Gorica in Croatia. It seems Amelia Potter, who's with me in the commentary booth all week, seems only yesterday we were doing the 2023 European Classic Powerlifting Championships.
Yeah, I was thinking myself, didn't seem like too long ago at all. As you said, yeah, I'm Amelia Potter. It's a pleasure to be here with you this week. We have some really, really exciting sessions coming up for you guys.
Yeah, looking through the nominations, there are absolutely battles galore to be enjoyed this week. One that particularly comes to mind, women's 76s. The top four on nominations are separated by 2.5 kilos.
Wow.
So that promises to be a fantastic battle. The first session this morning will be the women's 47-52. 47 and 52s, but the 52s split into an A and a B group.
Yeah, as you can see here, we have 4 47s and the 52s are a slightly bigger group. So, as Martin said, we'll be seeing a second flight consisting of only 52s.
And this should be a great morning to get the competition underway. And the first lifter has been called to the platform, and the honor of opening proceedings goes to Chanel Malia from Malta, and she opens with a squat attempt of 107.5 kilos. As you can see from your screen, she is in the 52 kilo class.
Opening just 7.5 kilos shy of her current best. So perhaps looking for a new personal best today.
I have to say the venue is quite spectacular, isn't it? I think it's probably the biggest backboard we've ever seen at a European event.
Yeah, it is quite magnificent. I don't think the live stream will give it quite justice, but it is enormous.
Well, here we go. This is Malia. 107.5 kilos. Only 7 lifters in this flight. It will fly by. Familiar face of Jan Pinch, rear spotter on the Czech team, and that looks like a good opener.
Yeah, and that's 3 white lights. A little more difficult than you'd expect an opener to be, but hopefully it was just a little bit of competition nerves.
Yeah, it's the first, not only her first lift, but the first lift. And she was quite close to a PB with an opener. But
Yeah.
this is Sakar Hamawandi from Norway, and she is opening on 110 kilos.
So yeah, actually opening on her current personal best.
Jan Pinch makes these lifters look so small.
Well, these are the 47s as
Yeah.
well, so they are, you know, the lightest weight class. Already well over double body weight.
Really impressive.
I want to see what the referees say, and
Well,
I was a little bit worried about depth there. I think we'll be able to see on the replay.
I thought she just did a little dip right at the end that got in.
No,
But
I think it's an angle thing, but you know, her body seems to continue going down, but it's the hip crease we are looking for
yeah.
to go below the knees.
Now, Julie Muscolino, Belgium, in the 52s, 117.5 kilos on the bar.
So all lifters in this flight beginning their squats with over double body weight. Very impressive.
Oh, that was a battle. Should be good.
And that is a good lift, 3 white lights. Yeah, seeing some difficult openers here this morning. Do you think that's
Certainly.
just first session of the whole championships, maybe a little bit of nerves?
That just looked hard.
Yeah,
It looked like a second or even a third lift rather than an opener. But in the meantime, this is Natalia Cheremenko from Ukraine, also in the 52s, opening on 122.5 kilos. Remember, all the 52s in this flight are the lifters that are lower ranked in the group by nominated totals.
yeah, 23 years old, so still technically a junior as well, competing in the opens.
Wow, what were we saying about opening heavy? Must be Croatian gravity.
Heavier than usual for sure, but you know,
Wow, didn't expect that from Ukraine in particular.
I mean, your opener in all cases, you just want it to be something that, regardless the circumstances, you can do at least once, you know, because if you fail it that first time, you're going to have to do it again, and maybe even again.
Now, Annalisa Motta, Italy, in the 47s, 127.5 kilos.
Annalisa is currently nominated in first. Very strong 47 kilo lifter.
Well, Italy are just a strong powerlifting nation now, aren't they?
Absolutely. Up and coming.
Now, will she make it look easy?
I reckon so.
Oh, that's how first squad should look.
Absolutely. That was a fantastic opener. 3 white lights. And as you said, that's what you want to see from an opener. She's a seasoned pro. You know, we see her a lot, and you can tell by how well that opener moved.
Now, next up we have Ana Lorez Fernandez from Spain, and she is also in the under 47s, taking 127.5 kilos.
Now she has a huge squat PB of 142.5 kilos. Wow. Opening on the same as Annalisa, so maybe a battle for squat gold there. She'll also be fighting to get that podium spot overall.
Yeah, she's heavier than the Italian.
It moved well, but let's see what the referees say.
2-1, we weren't sure. It was one of these borderline ones that could have gone either way.
Yeah,
It's funny to see the centre ref calling it on depth and both the side refs giving it whites.
I think sometimes way athletes squat, the front does look high and the sides just dip in, so seems like that.
Now Dalida Mari from Italy, also in the 47s, and this is the final lift of the first round and the heaviest opener, and she will put herself in a very good place. if she makes this. Ignore that 10-1. That's not relevant to the 47s.
Wow.
Ho ho ho.
A beautiful opener there from Dalida. And a good lift.
Should be a good battle in this 47s.
Absolutely.
There's only 3 of them, but all really top quality lifters. Sorry, did I say 3? Only 4.
Yeah, and it's incredibly impressive that the final 3 lifters to come out for squats were in the lighter weight class as well.
Yeah, I was confused by Hamawandi missing her opener. But she will have 2 more attempts at it, and here she is, retaking 110. Now, it was just a marginal issue with depth. I don't think she was under any particular strain, so you would imagine the Norwegian coaches will have said enough to put this right this time.
Yeah, and it's a sensible decision to retake the same weight.
See, I think that was the same lift.
I don't know, I think that did look a little bit better, but let's see.
I hope you're right. Yeah, 2-1.
Yeah, she's convinced enough of them. Let's look at the replay. Because she did get a depth from the centre referee, but I'm looking at the jury and they don't seem to be budging, which is good news for the lifter. So she's on the board.
Now, Chanel Malia from Malta, she's taking 112.5. Second attempt in the 52s.
5 kilo jump from her opener.
And this will match her personal best.
The technical officer just stopping her there. You have to have your wrist wraps done and sorted before you step on the platform. The only piece of kit you can adjust on the platform is your belt. This will be for a match squat PB.
Oh, that looks good, but I don't think there's much more there.
Yeah, that was a bit of a fight. It's a good lift, and she got the command with 5 seconds left on the clock. So just in the nick of time as well. But as you said, not sure how many more kilos. I think a sensible 2.5 kilo jump, probably best.
Now, Cheremenko missed her opener. It was just too heavy. Now, can she make any adjustments? Let's see how this goes. Sometimes the lifter, it just looks too heavy and you think she's not going to move it, and it just goes up nice and easily. Just maybe slightly offline the first time. And we hope she gets it right at the second time of asking.
That looks much better.
Well, she brought it up this time.
Oh.
But I didn't want to say, but yeah, it just looked a little bit high.
Yeah, we were worried here, but ever the optimist. It is just that borderline, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which puts her in a dangerous position with no squats on the board heading into third attempts.
And of course, 3 red lights means the coach can't approach the jury. Now, Muscolino, Belgium, 122.5 kilos.
This is for a matched squat PB, should she get this.
Oh, what a great battle. Come on, keep going, keep going.
Wow.
Oh, wow, what a fight.
That is
3
a
white
good
lights. She deserves 4 for that grind, not 3. I suspect that she might sit out the third round.
Yeah, I was thinking this is maybe a situation where you're better off leaving that third attempt, which you can do. Now,
Annalisa Motta, Italy, 132.5 28.5 kilos.
Yeah, this is already in personal best territory. It'll be a 2.5 kilo PB. She only just competed. Oh, sorry, a match PB, my bad. She only just competed in Estonia, so not so long between the two.
The clock ticks down below 30 seconds. Remember, she's lighter on body weight than the Spanish lifter. Oh, that looked very convincing again.
Yeah, that still looked incredibly easy for her, so plenty left in the tank for her third attempt. So I suppose you can see how the other Italian lifter and the Spanish lifter go on their second attempt.
This is Lourdes Fernandez now. She's gone a 10 kilo jump. That's a big jump in the 47s. And this is to take the lead in the 47 squat.
Wow, yeah, that's
with, of course, Mari to follow.
Absolutely huge jump there, as you said. Over 20% of her body weight.
Well, the first one was easy. What effect will the extra 10 kilos have? Absolutely none at all.
Wow, that was easier than a lot of the openers we saw. 3 white lights, a good lift.
And that's the first happy dance of the week.
But not the last, I imagine.
Certainly not. And now the aforementioned Dalida Mari from Italy, she's taking 140 to take the lead back from Lourdes Fernandez. Well, she's still well below her PB. You would imagine this will be well within her compass, but one lifter's 2% down, another lifter's 2% up. You just don't know what's going to happen. Look nice.
Yeah, some great selections from Team Italy this morning, and a good lift.
And that's the end of the second round. I said it would fly by. Now remember, the 52s are battling for positions against those who will follow in flight 2, but the 47s are battling for squat medals. And Hamawandi just outside the medals.
Yeah, jumping 5 kilos here. Missed her opener, got it on her second. And this will be for a 5 kilo squat PB. So although outside the medals, looking for a personal win to take home.
Not always about the medals.
It is a big fight.
Oh, what a grind. And we wait for the referees.
Yeah.
And I was kind of worried about that.
It seems like she reverted back to how she lifted in her opener,
Yeah.
maybe got a bit too comfortable with the white lights on the second. And I hope she hasn't expended too much energy there heading into bench.
Now Chanel Malia from Malta. She's gone up the minimum, 2.5 kilos. And this will be for a new PB if she gets it. But Amelia, she was so close to her limit in the second, wasn't she? The question is the minimum increment there? Or did she give all at 112.5? Looking determined, looking focused. Clock's ticking down, 15 seconds left. No. Oh, well, she's going to get blues, but, you know, she got it up under her own steam.
Wait for the referees.
Well, she got it 2-1.
Yeah, I was wondering whether it just went back and forward rather than up and down. I guess we'll get a better eye in the replay, as will the jury, but I do worry whether that blue will be caught by the jury or not.
I suspect it might be now. In the meantime, this is a very important lift. This is Natalia Cheremenko, still a junior, and she has missed her opening 2 lifts. First one, she didn't get it up. The second one, it didn't go deep enough. And she has one more chance to stay in the competition, lifting in the 52 kilo class.
And once again, she stands it up, but was it deep enough this time?
I'm waiting. Yes, it was.
There we go.
3 white lights.
A sigh of relief on her face, and I know why. She's still in the competition. And just quickly, Malia from Malta's last lift got overturned to a no lift.
We suspected that because of downward movement.
Yeah.
Side refs didn't pick it up. They tend to be looking for other things a lot of the time, but that's why we've got 3 refs and a jury. Now Muscolino, well, I thought she might just stay and conserve her energy. She was totally on her limit at the second one, but can she find an extra 2.5 kilos?
And as expected, after the fight of the century,
there was an almost inevitability about that. Not only the fight, but the short turnaround before she had to come out again.
Absolutely, but a valiant effort to even come out after such a big grind on her second, and as you said, such a short time in between.
Now this is Annalisa Motta, Italy. This is 137.5. This would put her into second place. Overtake Laura Fernandez, but she won't catch her fellow Italian Mari.
Yeah, now her second still looked super easy, so let's see what 5 kilos does to that.
Well, the other 2 are going 145 with their third, so but for now this is silver position. And I just wondered, will she regret not going a little bit heavier, because that looked better than a lot of the openers we've seen.
It absolutely did. It seemed like she warmed up on the platform today. An absolutely amazing squat performance, but she is the favourite to win currently on nominations, so perhaps saving energy for that big bench and deadlift coming up.
And this is Mari, and she's taking 145, and she is heavier than the Spanish lifter, so this is to move into the first place, but not to guarantee squat gold. Wow, and again, that was a second lift at best, that wasn't a third. 3 white lights.
You have to think sometimes as well, though, some lifters have such a fast drop-off point that their lifts just look good until they don't. So it could be the case for these lifters, but it certainly did seem like easy third attempts.
You've just described me. And this is for the gold then in the 47s. Lores Fernandez is taking 145 to match the Italian Mari at a lighter body weight.
Yeah, should she miss this, she gets bronze. She doesn't care about silver, it's gold or bronze.
Very impressive in the first 2.
Wow.
3 white lights. And it is squat gold for Spain in the 47s.
An incredible third attempt.
And we move straight on to the 52s, the A group or the B group, whatever you want to call it, the top group.
Yeah, absolutely. And we'll see the 52s fighting for the medals here. And kicking us off, we have Alejandra Aguilera Garcia of Spain, opening on 117.5 kilos. Now, as before, as we said, we were jumping between 2 weight classes. This is just the 52s.
And she's 10 kilos below her personal best with her opener. That sounds about right.
Yeah, close enough to catch it, but light enough for it to be a nice, easy opener, we hope. Nice and
I think you're having problems with the mic there, Amelia. Well, it's 3 white lights.
yeah, nice and controlled on the way down here. Just dips in. Doesn't want to go any higher than that, I imagine, but she is at the perfect height, it seems. We now have her teammate, Neymar La Rosa Cintas of Spain, 117.5 kilos for her opener.
She's miles below her PB, 15 kilos below. So this should be nice and smooth and safe.
And that is a lovely, tidy looking opener. Neymar.
Yeah, 3 white lights. Plenty more in the tank.
Yeah, and these are the exact kind of openers we hope to see. Something that's easy, you can build from, and if there is a technical issue, you can just come out and do it again, no issues. We now have Stephanie Verhulst of Belgium opening on 120 kilos.
Yeah, Stephanie 10 kilos below her PB as well.
Stands it up nice and strong. Let's see what the referees say.
Should be good.
Yeah, and 3 white lights, a good lift for Stephanie. We now have Jelena Bijelic of Austria, one of the contenders for the podium overall, opening on 125 kilos. It's going to be a tight race for the podium in the 52s, it seems.
Certainly is.
Lovely looking opener from Jelena.
Yeah, no problems with that. 3 white lights.
A great lift. In an ideal world, we won't have too much to say about openers, as they'll all look just like that.
The dulcet tones of the speaker you hear in the background belong to Claire Tucker from Scotland. And we got Will Brown from Scotland referee, and I'm just wondering if we've ever had a Scottish speaker, commentator and referee in the same session before.
We now have Margit Lechochkin Fawal of Hungary, 125 kilos.
Well, that's easy for you to say.
Wow.
Oh, that was so fast, I almost missed it.
Yeah, and it was so technically proficient. Just having a little difficulty with my mic here.
Well, I'll keep going. We got Ruth Gregg from Great Britain up next. She will be opening on 132.5, 17.5 kilos below her personal best, so this should not prove to be too much of a challenge for Ruth. Are you back with us now, Amelia?
I am indeed, and I hope to stay. As you said, Ruth isn't so far off of the podium either. See how this opener moves.
Look good. No, the battle for bronze here in particular. No.
Ooh, yeah, actually, I was a bit worried about depth there. Both side referees called Ruth for depth, so let's look at that in the replay. A bit of a better angle
Well,
here.
the coach is going to the jury.
Yeah,
I don't think he's going to get any joy.
It definitely is looking very borderline. The hip crease has to be below the top of the knee.
It didn't look any better in replay than it did first time round, that's for sure.
135 kilos now for Ilaria Barbera of Italy for her opener. Again, another contender for that podium position.
Barbieri also 15 kilos below her PB. That looked good.
Yeah, and 3 white lights, that is a good lift.
Only 2 more lifters in the first round. This is flying by.
Yeah, just a flight of 9 here. And out next we have Camille Hadris of France, 142.5 kilos for her opening attempt. Now she'll be fighting for that gold position, I'm sure, with Arnautovic. A lovely, tidy opener there from Camille. Let's see what the referees say.
Should be 3 whites. Yes, it is. 3 white lights.
Some good support there from Team France, as always in the crowd, with 2 huge French flags.
And what we're used to now from French lifters, the very close stance.
Yeah, definitely being more popularized now by the French team.
I think Leah might have a little bit to do with that.
We now have Alexander Arnautovic of Serbia, our heaviest opener of the 52s, 145 kilos, to close off squat openers before heading into the second round. Let's see how this moves for her.
She's the favourite for the overall title as well on prognosis, but we all know how often prognosis changes.
Now it moved nice and smoothly. Let's see what those lights say.
Should be 3 whites, I would imagine, and yes, it is.
3 white lights, a good lift. Let's have a look at that again. A huge opener for the 52 kilo lifter. Almost triple body weight. And that brings us straight back round to the top with Alejandra Aguilera Garcia with 125 kilos, a 7.5 kilo jump from her opener.
Puts her within 2.5 kilos of her personal best.
Bit of a fight there on her second, and 2-1, a good lift. I did think from the front the depth looked a little borderline, but the 2 referees at the side are happy with it, and that's really who you want to convince. So let's just, yeah, looked a little bit better from the side there.
I never call them high, but sometimes there is a silence. Well, I'll let the referees decide.
125 kilos now for Neima La Rosa Cintas of Spain. A 7.5 kilo jump from her opener.
No, it was just the right side of the border last time. I suspect it will be this time as well. Yes. 3 white lights.
Yeah, a lovely looking second, very controlled. I think moved exactly how you'd expect a second to move. Bit more in the tank, but not as easy as her opener. A 7.5 kilo jump now for Stephanie Verhulst of Belgium to 127.5 kilos. Got the nails to match the flag there. There's only one Belgium singlet I know of floating around, and that belongs to Sunita. Bit of caving of the knees there. She does get it up, but that is what I was worried of. It just looked the wrong side of the border, as you said. A little too high. They can't contest it because it's 2 reds and a blue, actually, which could have been for a soft lockout or not being fully upright, it seems.
Yeah.
But she has her 3rd attempt to come back. Jelena Bujecic of Austria now, 130 kilos. 5 kilo jump from her opener. And again, a contender for that podium position, as I said before.
Lots of contenders. Well, that looked good on the screen.
And it is 3 white lights, a good lift for Jelena.
132.55 down for Ruth Grigg of Great Britain. Missed this on her first. Let's give her plenty of support as she comes out.
Yeah, lovely and deep there. We have Ruth Grigg of Great Britain now retaking 132.5 kilos. Missed it on her opener for depth, but the strength is there. So let's just see how she manages it now and see if she can get it here on her second, get a squat in on the board.
Yeah, I think the problem is she's thrown away kilos in terms of the overall battle by having to retake it. Oh, it's deeper.
Definitely looked better. Let's see if the referees agree. And they do. 3 white lights. She is on the board and she can breathe a sigh of relief for now.
She walks up thinking, why didn't I do that the first time?
Hindsight is 2020, but that's not what matters now. What matters is she's on the board.
Now, the easily pronounced Fawal is up next.
We do.
I think that's what we go with.
Margit Fawal of Hungary, 135 kilos, a 10 kilo jump from her opener, so almost 20% of her body weight. A pretty big jump here in the 52s.
Still below her personal best though, and the first one really flew. I think it was an example of a really, really extra safe opener.
And sometimes that's just what you want. Make sure you get in on the board. We've seen people almost, not get a squat in. Wow, it still looks really easy. Lovely and deep.
3 white lights.
Yeah, very proficient lifter there. Let's look at that again. Now have Ilaria Barbieri of Italy, 142.5 kilos, a 7.5 kilo jump from her opener.
Oh, that was strong.
Yeah, 3 white lights, a good lift. She's very fast into the hole, which sometimes can cause problems for lifters, getting the power to get out, but she manages it very well.
Yeah, if you use it just right, you get that little reflex bounce.
Yeah. It does become more obvious when they're at their limit, though, at that point. We now have Camille Hadris of France, 150 kilos, 7.5 kilo jump from her opener.
Again, still below her personal best. This would move her into first place with one lifter to follow in the second round.
Still looking really nice and strong there.
Great battle.
3 white lights, a good lift. I'm not too sure if it was a battle either, though. I think she, has comfortably some more in the tank. I mean, if we know one nation can grind, it definitely is the French.
Absolutely.
We now have Alexandra Aronatovic of Serbia now, 150 kilos, jumping 5 from her opener. The joint heaviest squat, but lighter lifter in the 52s. Camille weighing 52 on the dot.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, an excellent lift there. And 3 white lights. She's very efficient. She doesn't waste one drop of energy when she squats. And that is a good lift. So as I said before, Camille of France, Camille Hadris, is the heavier of the two. So if they squat the same, Aronatovic will walk away with the gold squat medal. Heading into the third attempt squats now. The board includes, of course, the 47s and the 52s from the flight prior. We have Alejandra Aguilera Garcia of Spain, 127.5 kilos, a 2.5 kilo jump from her second. That is the smallest increment you can jump unless it's a record, but still a good chunk of weight for these lighter weight classes.
No, not sure she got depth either, but couldn't bring it back up.
Yeah, I think the saved energy there probably suits her better. As you said, I'm not sure if she got to depth, but let's look from the side anyway. Yeah, I think if she wasted the energy getting that all the way to the top, it would have been a wasted effort anyway. Now have Stephanie Verhulst of Belgium, missed 127.5 on her second. It's gone up 2.5 kilos anyway, but if I remember correctly, it was a depth issue, not a strength issue.
Was depth and a blue.
Yeah.
And there may have been a soft knee or a body position at the top as well, but certainly it wasn't a strength issue, as you say.
Ooh.
No.
Yeah, you could just see her knees start to cave there and her start to lean to the side. Just a bit too heavy today, unfortunately. But luckily she still walks away with that opening attempt, so has a squat on the board. We now have Neymar La Rosa Cintas of Spain, 130 kilos, 5 kilo jump from her second.
Good news, of course, is everyone from this group has registered a squat. Nobody leaves the competition.
A fantastic third attempt, perfect weight on the bar it seems, and kept it nice and tidy with her form. And a good lift. Jelena Bajelic now of Austria, 135 kilos. This will be for a matched squat PB should she get this. And those important 5 kilos should she want to fight for podium later in the day.
Yeah, every kilo is important here, even though they're not ranking in the squat for medals. Just building the total, building the total.
She nods as she stands that up, and is 2-1, a good lift. Our second
Yeah,
happy
she got a
dance.
red for that, but 2 whites is good enough.
Yeah, let's have a look at that from the side. This is the side she gets the white from, and I think she'll be okay
Yeah,
with that.
yeah.
That looked good from this angle.
Jury today from Norway, Ukraine, and Italy. Not been called into action yet.
We now have Margit
Oh,
for a
yes.
while,
They have one,
140
sorry.
kilos from Hungary. 5-kilo jump from her second. Again, matching her squat PB should she get this. Very tidy on her second still. Wow, so technically good.
And 3 wide lights.
Yeah, she's an absolutely phenomenal squatter in the way that she does it. We now have Ruth Grigg of Great Britain, Mr. Opener on depth, came back and got it on her second, and now is jumping 7.5 kilos to 140 for her third. Trying to get every kilo, as you said, to potentially push for that podium as it comes to deadlifts, if she can.
No,
It's just a little bit too much today, it seems.
not there today for Ruth Grigg, I'm afraid. But she has one on the board.
Yeah, I mean, on a third attempt, sometimes if you're going to fail, it's good to fail fast. Save that energy. Heading into bench, she's a big bencher by the looks of it. Ilaria Barbieri of Italy now 145 kilos. Opted for a 2.5 kilo jump. She still looked like she had plenty left in the tank for a second, but again, she could be a lifter that just, you know, it looks good until it doesn't. So let's see what that 2.5 kilos does for her. Yeah, and as suspected, she's so fast into that hole that, you know, when it does get heavier towards her limit, it just is so hard to get it back up again. It doesn't lose too much there. She only jumped 2.5 kilos. So still walks away with 142.5.
Yeah, if you miss 2.5 kilos more than you've got the best you can possibly get on the day.
Yeah. Speaking of 2.5 kilo jumps, we have Alexander Aronotovic of Serbia jumped to 152.5 kilos. So Hadris has gone more. Let's see how Alexandra does. Currently sitting in squat gold, looking to defend.
Yeah, this is the battle for squat gold. This defends her position, but it's all down to what the next lifter does.
Wow, seemed like the smart decision there from Team Serbia.
Yeah.
Let's see what the referees say.
And it's another 2.5 kilos on the total as well.
Yeah, absolutely. There's only 10 kilos currently that separates her and Camille, so she's going to want to just build and build that if she wants to keep away from her throughout the competition. Now to our final squat of this morning's session, Camille Hadris of France, 155 kilos, not just looking for those extra 5 kilos in her total, but looking to change her silver squat medal to a gold squat medal should she get this. She is the heavier of the two lifters, so needed that extra 2.5 kilos.
Just out of the juniors, 24 years old.
Let's see if she will walk away with a gold squat medal or a silver squat medal.
No.
Not quite there, but a fantastic effort, and she still walks away with that silver medal, but does lose those extra kilos on her total, which may come in handy as we head into the fight for the podium. And that concludes our very first session here at the European
Yeah.
Championships.
It's gold for Serbia in the 52s, silver to France, and bronze to Italy.
Yeah, and in the 47s, Lourdes Fernandez of Spain with gold, Mari of Italy in silver, and Motta of Italy in bronze. We'll be heading into a 10-minute break now before bench press. Don't go anywhere, we will see you then.
and welcome back to the 2024 European Open Classic Powerlifting Championships, coming to you from Velika Gorica in Croatia. If you were with us earlier, you'd have seen a really good squat competition in both the 47s and the 52s. Just about to start the bench press. If you're just joining us, we have 4 lifters from the 47s and 4 from the 52s, and the remaining 52s will lift in the back-to-back flight. First out is one of the 52s, Chanel Malia from Malta, and she's opening on 60 kilos. And Amelia, that's quite close to her PB for an opener.
Yeah, absolutely. Just 2.5 kilos below her personal best. And 2.5 kilos on bench for the lighter weight woman as well is quite a big jump anyway, but obviously the smallest they can jump.
So let's see how this moves. Oh, that moved really well.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say she may get a personal best today. And a good lift, 3 white lights. Now, bench being the most technical of the lift, there's a lot to look out for both the viewer and the referees. So we'll try and take you through that as we go. But, I mean, hopefully we won't see so many infractions that we have to.
But we may. We will at some point during the week for sure. Now, Julie Muscolino from Belgium, she's taking 60 kilos and she's the same, only 2.5 kilos below her personal best. Will hers move as easily as the Maltese lifters did?
And that is 3 white lights, a good lift. It still looked like a very good opener, but maybe not as well as the Maltese lifter, but that was a very quick opener.
I think it was just almost a double movement on the chest before she got the press command that made it look perhaps slightly more difficult than it was. But this is Ana Lores Fernandez, and she is, well, they all seem to be going 2.5 kilos below their PB to open. She's opening 62.5, PB 65.
Just saying to the spotter there, I don't need a handout. Of course, an athlete can choose whether to give themselves a handout or take one from the spotters and loaders.
Yeah, it looked nice and smooth.
Yeah, really well executed there, and 3 white lights.
I think we're going to see a few PBs on bench today. Now, Sakar Hamawandi from Norway, she's opening 72.5 kilos. That is 7 kilos below her PB, which clearly is or was a record because it's 79.5.
When I see lifters set up like that, makes me think that perhaps before the rule change they set up with their feet on the bench, which of course you can't do anymore.
Yeah, for new lifters, we'll talk more about that as the week goes on. New viewers, rather.
Ooh, a bit of a tricky opener there for Sakar.
Should be good, but she had to, well, she got a red. Now, I wonder what that was for.
Well, a red on bench would indicate a depth issue, so her left elbow, they would have thought, was higher than her
Yeah.
shoulder joint.
Yeah, it used to be a touching issue, but now it's touching or elbow. And again, we'll talk more about this as the week goes on, but this is Annalisa Motta from Italy, 77.5 kilos on the bar in the under 47s. If we ever forget to say which weight class the lifter is in when there's more than one lifting, the graphic on the screen will always act as a reminder. Now Motta's 5 kilos below her PB.
Currently sitting in the lead in the 47s.
Ho ho ho.
That is exactly how you want your opener on bench to move. 3 white lights, a good lift, and also amongst the 47s, she is the lightest. So that will benefit her as well, as the leader is opening on the same weight.
Yeah, the leader, Dalida Mari, she's the heaviest of the 3 contenders in the 47, so if it does come down to body weight, she's not going to be winning anything.
Yeah, weighed in at 47 kilos on the dot.
Yeah, you can't get any heavier than that.
No.
I wonder how much trouble she had making that weight as well.
And whether that will impact her performance
Indeed.
too.
But this is her opener, 77.5, 5 kilos below her best. Oh wow, great lift.
Yeah, it didn't seem to affect her bench press.
Honors 3
A
white
good lift.
77.5 stays on the bar now for Natalia Chapman.
Now Natalia Cheremenko, Ukraine in the 52s. She had a very close escape in the squat. She only got her 3rd one in.
Yeah, let's hope bench is a little smoother for her.
And still a junior in her last year as a junior.
Yeah, and if I'm not mistaken, she also competes equipped.
Yes, I'm pretty sure you're right. Wow. No problems for the opener on bench.
No, none at all. And that was our final opener on bench for this first fight. As you said, very quick, only 7 lifters. Let's have a look at that again.
Now we're into the 2nd round already, and it's Chanel Malia putting up 2.5 kilos to equal her personal best. I think we may see 2 or 3 people doing exactly the same thing, and then seeing if they can add even more, another 2.5 kilos in the 3rd round. And as you said, Amelia, 2.5 kilos is a big body weight percentage jump in these lighter women's classes compared to, say, the heavier men's classes.
Yeah.
Well, that was a pretty good PB equaling lift.
Yeah.
She gets a yellow. I wonder if the butt came up.
Yeah, yellow can be for a lift of the, the head, the butt, the feet. So let's have a
It
look.
was from a side referee, so I didn't see any movement there.
No, don't see any problems. So I think she should be okay. The jury don't seem to be interfering, which is good news for her.
Now, Julie Muscolino, Belgium, 62.5 kilos. Same as the previous lifter, a 2.5 kilo jump to equal her personal best. No,
Yeah.
just too much. And as we said, is that minimum increment, it really hurts
Yeah.
at this body weight.
Well, it's like if the 105 men's, their minimum increment was 5 kilos. That's the similar sort of equivalent here.
Now, Ana Lores Fernandez, She's jumping 5 kilos. This will be for a new personal best by 2.5 kilos if she gets it. And I think we might see a happy exit from the platform if she makes this.
The bar is loaded for Lourdes Fernandez.
And she takes it off herself. No.
5 kilos, just a little bit too
Why
much. it
didn't she
seems.
just go 2.5?
Well, she still has a go on her third attempt, but it did look like a strength issue, and I'm hoping it's not. She does look a little wonky on the bench, so maybe, bench is so technical, it could be a positional thing. We'll see.
Now, Hamawandi from Norway, 75 kilos in the bar, a 2.5 kilo jump from her opener. Sporting crew from Czechia doing a great job as always. No?
We saw,
Wow.
we saw a lot of easy openers and a lot of tough seconds here.
Well, just without belabouring the point, just goes to prove what we were saying about the minimum increment being really hurtful in these lower women's
Yeah.
weight classes. And this is Dalida Mari from Italy, also 2.5 kilo jump. And this will put her into the lead in the 47s with Mota to follow.
Wow. Incredibly easy second attempt there for Dalida.
That's 3 wide lights.
And a good lift.
Cheremenko also coming out for 8
And to your
kilos.
point before, the increment, the jump, I think is part of the problem. But if we think back to squats, a lot of them really expended a lot of energy on some difficult lifts. So that could be coming into play here as well.
Cheremenko, she was really smooth and easy with her opener. Put all her squat troubles behind her. She's only gone up 2.5 kilos as well. That looks good.
Yeah, I'm a
But it
little
look-
worried about the left elbow though. No,
3 white lights.
absolutely fine. I think it's just the angle I'm sitting at, and that's why the referees are there and I am here. Yeah, seems fine from there.
Now, Annalisa Mota, final lifter out in the second round. Remember, we have 4 in the 47s. 3 of the 52s are lifting along with them.
Yeah, Annalisa really building a big gap between her and the rest of the contenders here.
Yeah, both in bench and in total. Actually, when I say total, I'm looking at prognosis rather than total. Something else we'll talk about more as the week goes on, but this is 82.5. Oh, easy.
And just like her squat, her second could have been her opener.
Which means we are now heading into third attempt for this group.
And that's the end of the second round already.
Muscolino of Belgium.
And the first out in the third will be Julie Muscolino.
We give her plenty of support as she comes out.
Looked easy on 60, put another 2.5 kilos on the bar, couldn't get it moving.
Yeah.
Maybe, as you said, it was slightly to one side and she didn't waste energy. Can she put it right this time?
bench, if any of the lifts, is one that can really surprise you when it looks like strength and then they come back and change one small thing and it's a completely different lift.
Can she do it this time? It's better, it's better. Oh yes, it's there.
There we go. Let's see, 3 white lights, a good lift, and as suspected, just changed something technical there it seems, and a completely different lift we saw.
Now Chanel Malia, good with 60, good with 62.5. This is 65 kilos for a new personal best. And a couple of years ago I'd never seen a Maltese lifter on an EPF platform, and now the sport is really growing rapidly in Malta.
I believe we have Israeli athletes for the first time as well at this championships.
No, just too much. But she equalled her personal best. She failed at 2.5 kilos more than she succeeded, so that's the most she could have got today. Now Ana Lorez Fernandez will be next out. She missed 67.5 last time. Took a 5 kilo jump looking for a PB in second. She didn't get it. Was it just strength, or can she make an adjustment? No, just too heavy. Now Sakar Hamawandi missed 75, having been successful with 72.5 in the 47s, retaking that 75.
Yeah, and we know that is a weight that she can do. As you said, she holds a record in Norway, or at least once did.
So she's guaranteed the bronze in bench, whatever happens. Just can she put these extra kilos on the total? No. Wasn't going anywhere, was it?
No, unfortunately just a bit too heavy, and I think as she started to press, it started to come back a little bit as well, and it's such a hard position to get out of once you're in it. I think just not strong enough today, unfortunately.
Now Dalida Mari, 2 lifters to go. And she has given up a chance of gold in bench press. She is just harvesting kilos towards that total. This is 82.5. This will give her a subtotal of 222.5. Sorry, 227.5. Wow.
Yeah, lovely job there. 3 white lights, a good lift.
Very happy with that.
Yeah, and she's kind of sitting on an island of her own there in second. You know, third's too far away to catch her, really, and she's a little too far away to catch first, so just gaining those extra kilos.
Now this is Cheremenko. Now pretty much ignore that rank 1, because remember, she is competing against all the other 52s who will follow in the next flight. And looking at the openers, one would be very optimistic, but that is good.
3 white lights, a good lift for Natalia.
And one more lift in the first flight, and that's Annalisa Motta from Italy, taking 85 kilos. She takes bench press gold. This will also be a new personal best by 2.5 kilos. And she is the favorite for gold overall, with a much bigger opening deadlift than her competitors, although of course that could change. People have been known to play games with deadlift nominations. But this would put her at 222.5 kilos, only 5 kilos behind Mari at subtotal, with a much bigger nominated opening deadlift.
I don't know if she got the press command there. I might have not just heard it. Oh, no.
2 to 1. The yellow suggests maybe the butts come off the bench. We'll wait and see. Nothing obvious.
I think a bit of shaking there,
Yeah.
but that's up to the eyes of the jury. And they have to be in complete agreement. There are 3 jury members.
And the second flight is underway.
Absolutely. We have the remaining of the 52s now. We have Alejandra Aguilera Garcia of Spain, 65 kilos, opening on her record, her bench press best.
Nice, easy opener.
Yeah, really excellent. 3 white lights, a good lift. And we say you want an easy-ish opener, you know, on all of the lists, but particularly bench when so much can go wrong.
And just while we've got a moment, things are moving on so quickly. I didn't get the chance to summarize the bench medals in the 47s. So the gold went to Mota, silver to Mari, and the bronze to Hamawandi.
And now we have Stephanie Verhulst of Belgium, 67.5 kilos.
Following the trend of opening 2.5 kilos below PB.
Yeah, it seems like a popular place to be. Ooh, it halted a bit there.
That's going to be blues, I'm afraid.
Yeah, I am worried that she'll get blues there. Let's look at the lights. 2 to 1, a no left. Yeah, as you predicted there, 2 blues. You can see just here as she pushes up, it halts.
There, it goes down.
It does.
It's a shame because she's got the strength to press it out, but it's got to be continuous. You can stop, but the bar can't go down.
Yeah, luckily the strength seems to be there, and she has another attempt at that. Now we have Ilaria Barbieri of Italy, 75 kilos.
On her PB.
Currently looking to gain all the kilos she can, as she's currently just off of the podium based off body weight against Jelena of Austria.
Look nice.
And 3 white lights, a good lift. Yeah, as we alluded to in squats, I think the race for that bronze position in the 52s is going to be a close one between 2, maybe even 3 lifters there. We now have Neymar La Rosa Cintas of Spain, 80 kilos per opening bench. 5.5 kilos below her best, which I imagine is a record held in Spain by herself.
That looked nice.
Yeah, lovely and controlled there from Neymar. And 3 white lights, a good lift. The bar is now loaded for Jelena Pijelic of Austria, 85 kilos. She's going to be fighting for that bronze medal position against Barbieri of Italy. So let's see how this moves for her. Wow. I think maybe the fastest opener we've seen so far.
Well, she gets red, presumably for elbows.
Yeah, let's have a look at that in the replay. We'll be looking
Did she
at the
touch?
left elbow. I think she'll be fine there. It looks okay and the jury seem happy with it. 85 kilos remains on the bar for Camille Hadris of France.
So close to the squat goal, but just didn't get that gold medal lift in.
Yeah, and that puts her currently on prognosis 15 kilos behind Aranetovic. So let's see if she can make up some ground here on bench. They're both very strong benchers.
Well, that's another contender for the fastest.
Yeah,
Looked really easy.
loads left in the tank there for Camille. We now have Majid Fawal of Hungary playing on 87.5 kilos. Very well in contention for a bench medal here, should she progress well. Let's see how this opener moves first. With 2 lifters to follow. And that looked extremely easy for her. 3 white lights.
That's 3 in a row, isn't it, that have just absolutely flown.
Yeah, it bodes very well for the second and third attempts that we're going to be seeing. Our penultimate opener of this flight of 52s now, we have Ruth Grigg of Great Britain, opening on a whopping 92.5 kilos. Had a little difficulty in her squat, but coming back strong with bench, we hope.
Yeah, I think her squat hurt her chances of making the overall podium, but a very, very good chance of a bench medal. Lovely bench.
Yeah, absolutely incredible. 3 white lights, a good lift, and an incredible amount of weight to shift nonetheless. But on your opener, and to make it move like that, and still with one heavier opener to come, 52s are coming out blazing. Alexandra Aranetovic of Serbia, 95 kilos on the bar.
Hugely impressive in the squats. Let's see how her opening bench goes. Wow.
Yeah, really nice opener there. And 3 white lights, a good lift.
And that's the first round over already.
Yeah, again, only 9 lifters in this one, so nice and quick. This usually bodes a little better for the lighter weight women than, let's say, maybe the 120 plus men, having a slightly smaller flight. And as we can see, heading into the second attempts, all bar one lifter have their opener on the board, but still another chance there for Verhulst to get it in.
And here she
comes.
is. Yeah.
So we have Stephanie Verhulst, as we said, missed her opener. Looking here to retake it on her second, 67.5 kilos.
Much better.
Yeah, that certainly looked better from here. Let's see what the referees say. Yeah, they agree. 3 white lights, a good lift, and she has a bench on the board. We now have Alejandra Aguilera Garcia of Spain, 70 kilos on the bar, 5 kilo jump from her opener. Already opened on her personal best, so this will be 45 kilo personal best.
Yeah, we've seen another Spanish lifter in the previous flight jump 5, looking for a PB and not getting it. We wish her better luck in the same quest. No.
Oh, dare I say you jinxed it there. But unfortunately, just tipped forwards, it seemed.
Yeah, she lost the line.
So again, like we've seen it in the flight before, people can change something technically, come back and get it, and I'm hoping that's something that she can do as well, as she does have a third attempt. Ilaria Barbieri, Italy now, 77.5 kilos, a 2.5 kilo jump from her opener.
Yeah, I just question chasing PBs in second attempts and, you know, maybe throwing away 2.5 kilos in the process. But then it's worked for others today.
Yeah, and sometimes you really might think that you have it, and lifters fail quickly on bench most of the time.
So this for a PB of 2.5 kilos.
As I mentioned before, every kilo will count for Ilaria. She'll be fighting for that podium position overall.
That was a very quick press command. The bar hardly seemed to stop in her chest, but it's good. 2-1.
Yeah, it gets a yellow on that right-hand side. So let's have a look at that on the replay. Very high arch. Oh, it does look like, it's so hard to tell with that, but it does look like it's hovering a little bit.
I don't think the whole of the buttock came off the bench, so it should be okay.
We'll have to wait and see. The jury are talking. We'll keep you in the loop. Neymar La Rosa Cintas now, 82.5 kilos.
Takes it off herself. No.
Well, yeah, got to quite a high sticking point actually and just couldn't fight through it. So unfortunately no lift. But again, has the option whether to try and retake that on her third or to conserve the energy. It just seemed like she got a bit of a weird touching point there compared to her first. We now have Jelena of Austria, 90 kilos, a 5 kilo jump from her opener, just 2 kilos below her best. Now her opener was very, very speedy, as we remember. Let's see what 5
we
kilos.
wish her well with that 5 kilo jump.
Absolutely.
I'm more convinced by her than a couple of the others taking that based on the opener.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh.
Laughable. Such a good second attempt there.
Referees aren't saying anything. 2-1.
Yeah, same elbow that got called last time, it seems. But seems okay there on the front angle, and that is the angle that matters most for elbow depth. We now have Camille Hadris of France, 90 kilos. Another 5 kilo jump here for Camille. Just 2.5 kilos shy of her best bench.
Looks good.
And it is 3 white lights, a good lift. We now have Majid Filwal of Hungary, another lifter whose opener was excellent and quick. 92.5 kilos per second, jumping 5 from her opener. Will be a close race for bench press medals here in the 52s, it seems.
Nice and easy.
Yeah, still moving really well there. And 3 white lights.
Not the first good Hungarian bench presser we've ever seen.
No, and probably not the last. Producing some excellent athletes of recent years. Ruth Grigg of Great Britain now, jumping 5 kilos from her opener to 97.5.
Yeah, as you can see from the screen, this would put her in the lead, but she is 1/10 of a kilo heavier than her Serbian opponent, who will take the same weight after her. So this will, if she gets it, will certainly be good enough for silver medal position at the end of the second round and possibly gold.
Absolutely. Let's see what this 5 kilos does here. Ooh, it seemed to add a lot of weight there.
Well, the first one was so easy.
Yeah, and like I said, it's so hard to tell at this point whether that's a strength issue or because she's such a technical lifter.
Seemed to go forward slightly, the bar. If you want, it's difficult to see the angle, but
yeah, I can't remember her touching point in her opener, but it did seem quite low there. But let's hope she can come back and get that on her third. We now have Alexandra Aronatovic of Serbia, 97.5 kilos, our final second attempt on bench here. And dare I say, she is kilo by kilo running away with the lead a bit.
yeah, and I think based on what we saw with Ruth, this is probably for the gold medal in bench. I can't see anyone coming past her.
Oh,
No,
Wow.
wow.
spoke too quickly
Well,
there.
that's 2 that we thought would probably get it, and both have missed it.
Yeah, and if she is to miss it again, she is not the lightest person who have
No,
taken
no, no.
95 if other lifters are to make their third. So that opens the door up quite a lot, not only for bench, but if Camille was to get her third attempt on bench, that leaves them just 10 kilos apart. So a lot to play for
Yeah,
here.
that's some prognosis and even closer in subtotal.
Absolutely. We now have Alejandra Aguilera Garcia retaking 70 kilos for her third and final attempt on bench.
No, same outcome.
Yeah, just a bit too much today, unfortunately. I think 5 kilos was just a bit too ambitious. Hopefully a lesson there for the Spanish coaches. 70 kilos now for Stephanie Verhulst of Belgium. 2.5 kilo jump from her second.
Yeah, she missed her opener, retook 67.5 and got it. And now trying to add another 2.5 kilos. Stephanie in the 52 kilo class. I may be wrong, but I think it's her that collates all the open powerlifting data in Belgium.
Oh, she gets it moving.
Looks good.
And 3 white lights, a good lift with a match personal best there. We now have Ilaria Barbieri of Italy, 80 kilos for her third and final attempt. 2.5 kilo jump from her second, a new personal best. Ooh, she is trying to fight through it, but
Oh, what a battle, but
great catch from the spotters and loaders, yeah, there, but to no avail. What a roller coaster of emotions, though. She didn't, then she did. I really didn't know how that was going to end up, but unfortunately, just a little too much for her.
certainly doesn't lack anything in fight.
No, but that might come back to bite her with if Yelena gets her third attempt. Now, though, we have Neymar La Rosa Cintas of Spain retaking 82.5 kilos.
Yeah, she was the Spanish lifter that went up 2.5 instead of 5, but she didn't get it either. We wish her well this time. It's 3 kilos below her personal best. No,
Just a little bit too heavy.
not today.
But luckily, you know, she gets a white somehow, but she gets her opener in, so she is safe to put up a total should she get at least one deadlift in as well.
That was quite a generous white.
We now have Camille Hadris of France, 92.5 kilos. And as I said, if she is to get this, she closes that gap a little bit between her and Arnautovic. 2.5 kilo jump from her second to match her personal best.
Yeah, it'll put her on 242.5. Aranatovic is on 247.5, so this to get within 5 kilos at subtotal. Oh, that was a second lift.
Yeah, really great job there. 3 white lights and a good lift, and I think a good call from the French team because obviously the next increment up is 5 kilos, which is double the jump that she just made. So very smart to just get those extra kilos secured heading into deadlifts. We now have Jelena Bajelic of Austria, 95 kilos, and this for the time being move her into first place on bench press with 3 lifters to follow.
Yeah, 2 of which have failed their second attempt. So this could be good enough for gold. Although there are 3 lifters to follow. Well,
Wow, and still so easy for
she's
Jelena.
done what she can do. Now she just has to wait.
And 3 white lights, a good lift, and I'd say she's pretty chuffed with that. And so she
It's a
should
new
be.
PB as well, of course.
Yeah, absolutely. And as you said, the Hungarian lifter for a while, as we see now, Margit for a while, is taking the same weight but is slightly lighter by 200 grams. And so if she gets this, she will then move into bench press gold for the time being, ahead of Yelena, pushing her into silver. Her second looked good. Let's see what 5 extra kilos will do here.
Well, it's a big jump, but there's a big reward if she gets it. Hungarian coach looks on. Oh, wow, what a great bench press.
I think the perfect number on the bar there. Ooh, but unfortunately, 2 to 1, a no lift. She gets yellows.
Let's see if the butt came off the bench. That's the most of.
Oh, the butt was never.
yeah.
The butt was never on the bench.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, so that is a no lift, which means Yelena remains in gold place position for bench for the time being, which means she at least gets bronze, with Grigg and Aronatovic to follow.
Well, the question is, can either of the two lifters that missed 97.5 in the second round make it in the third? Because if one of them can, it'll probably earn them the bench gold medal.
First up of which we have Ruth Grigg of Great Britain retaking that 97.5 kilos. Now heavier than Aronatovic, but as you said, they both missed it on their second. So let's see if she can push for that
I think
gold.
this was a line problem. I think the bar came forward. If she can keep it closer to the head and neck. Oh, much better.
Yeah, and 3 white lights, a good lift.
Wow.
What a comeback, and she moves into bench press gold for the time being. At the very least, she will walk away with bench press silver, but somebody to contest that right now is Alexandra Aronatovic of Serbia. Missed 97.5 kilos on her second, already has bench press bronze secured, but if she is to get this on her third and final attempt, she will move into bench press gold, as she is the lighter of the two lifters.
By 100 grams.
She is fighting, but it is bronze for Alexandra and gold for Ruth Grigg of Great Britain, with Yelena of Austria ending up in silver. What an exciting fight for bench press medals we have had.
And at subtotal in the 52s, there's only 5 kilos between the top two.
Absolutely, and as we've been saying the whole way through, that fight for bronze overall is getting further and further apart. Yelena looks pretty safe, but anything can happen in deadlifts.
Yeah.
And so, as we can see, heading into the deadlifts, we have the subtotals here. Murray leading in the 47s, followed by Motta and Lorez Fernandez. And in the 52s, we have Aronatovic of Serbia leading. 5 kilos behind, we have Hadris of France. And we have Fawal of Hungary currently sitting in third, with Yelena of Austria not so far behind. We head into a 10-minute break now before we find out who walks away with what medals. We'll see you then.
And welcome back to the 2024 European Open Classic Powerlifting Championships, coming to you from here in Velika Gorica in Croatia. If you've been with us earlier, you would have seen really close battles in the 47 and 52 kilo classes. And just to summarize where we are before we go into the deadlifts, you can see that in the 47 kilo class it's really close, only 5 kilos between the two Italians, Mari and Motta, and in the 52s also only a 5 kilo gap between Aranatovic and Hadris of France. And the clock is ticking down towards 0. If you are joining us, just to let you know, we have back-to-back flights. We have got all 4 in the 47 kilo class in the first flight who will be battling for medals, and the lowest 3 ranked lifters in the 52s, whose totals will be put alongside everyone who lifts in flight 2. And the bar is ready for the first lifter, and it's Natalia Cheremenko from Ukraine. Everyone is still in the competition. Every time someone makes a deadlift, they make a total. Looks good.
And 3 white lights, a good lift. Sumo, you get rewarded for that patience off of the floor, so sometimes it just takes a little bit of time and slack. And then a nice snappy lockout, and often you'll find conventional is the complete opposite of that. Quick off the floor and harder to lock out.
Now this is Ana Lores Fernandez from Spain, and she's opening on 130 kilos. In the 47s,
Sat quite comfortably in 3rd overall currently on prognosis.
yeah, don't think she'll make the top 2, but I think she's too far ahead of Hamawandi in 4th place.
And that is a good lift.
And the aforesaid Hamawandi is up next, and she's opening 132.5. This would put her to 315 and 32.5 kilos behind the Spanish lifter. So I think our aim this time would be, if anything, a deadlift medal. That looks good.
Yeah, 3 white lights, a good lift.
Now we move to the 52s, and it's Chanel Malia from Malta, and she's opening on 135, and I'm just looking, her PB is 127.5.
So well over that now on her opener. Still seem to get really good progress after 4 years of competing.
Only took the sport up in her 30s. Powerlifting is truly a sport for all ages. Well, I don't think a PB is 127.5 anymore.
No, absolutely not. A good lift. And yeah, as I said before, that patience off the ground really served her well.
Now back to the battle in the 47s, both for deadlift gold and overall gold. This is the leader at subtotal. And she makes 140 look really easy.
Yeah, really lovely opener there for Marie.
145 on the
Now, Julie Muscolino from Belgium, 145 kilos on the bar.
Yeah, this is 7.5 kilos below her personal best.
Belgian coach gives last minute advice. Oh, that looked good.
And that is a good lift. Her knees locked quite early there, so she's going to be careful of that as the weight gets heavier. But a lovely looking opener.
Now, Annalisa Mota, 152.5. This would put her into the lead in deadlift and in total at the end of the first round of deadlifts in the 47s. Indeed, the end of the first round of deadlifts in this flight.
Lovely, easy opener. Lightning fast, 3 white lights, a good lift.
And then 82 seconds to 122.5.
Well, Mari has gone up 10 kilos. We'll wait to see what Mota goes up by, but in the meantime, we're into the second round, and it's Cheremenko, and she's gone up 5 kilos to 122.5. Yeah, Mota has gone up 7.5 kilos in the second round, so if they both make it, there'll be 5 kilos between them going into the third.
And we all love a deadlift battle there. This is just 5 kilos below Natalia's best. That is 3 white lights, a good lift.
140 kilos.
Now Hamawandi in the 47s. This would put her into silver medal, with lifters to follow, of course. What a battle.
Wow, yeah, that was a difficult looking second attempt. 2 to 1, a
Great
good
battle
lift.
though.
She does get a blue from
Yeah.
the ref on the right hand side. Let's have a look at that in the replay. I think it might have been for supporting.
Yeah, I
a
think
bit of
so.
hitching there. The jury
And
will look at it.
Yeah, they are looking at it. But in the meantime, it's Ana Lores Fernandez, 140 kilos. Yeah, thing about Hamawandi, Amelia, she's weighed in at 46.9, so she might have had trouble making the weight as well, and it's around this time it begins to tell.
Absolutely, by the end of the day, after 6 or 7 lifts.
Oh, that was smooth, impressive.
Yeah, 10 kilos did not slow Anna down at all there. It seems like the jury are keeping the lift as a good lift. They have to be in agreement unanimously.
Now, Chanel Malia, Malta, she's taking 140. Her PB is now 135, which she set in the first round. And this is to push it 5 kilos further. Had to work it all the way, but should be good.
Yeah, and 3 white lights. Slow and steady wins the race.
Now the battle for overall goal, the battle to be European champion. This is Dalida Mari, 150 kilos. This would put her to 377.5 and a 2.5 kilo lead, but remember, Mota will follow.
10 kilo jump, pretty substantial jump for a 47 kilo lifter.
Great lift.
Yeah, worked well for her. And a good lift, 3 white lights.
Now in the 52s, Julie Muscolino, Belgium, also taking 150 kilos. 2.5 kilos below her personal best with a lift to follow. Oh boy, that was hard work.
Yes, similar to what I said with her opener, her knees lock out so early, it creates such a distance for her just to pull. But it is a good lift nonetheless. You can see here, knees lock right there before it even the bar even gets there.
And this is the lightest lifter of the week. Annalisa Mota weighs in at 46.5 kilos. And she has this lift to go into the lead. This will put her to 382.5 and a 5 kilo lead over Mota. All Italian battle for the title here in the 47s. Oh, that looks good. That's a big advantage. And you know, these are really, really big weights.
Yeah.
These women are lifting at this body weight. I mean, think of it, 160 kilos at under 47.
Yeah, I mean, for the general population as well, that is just heavy, full stop.
It's 3.5 times body weight.
I don't think I've seen Annalisa break a sweat quite yet today, so maybe in her third deadlift we'll see that. She's having a great day so far.
So we're into the third round, and this is Natalia Cheremenko, Ukraine, another 5 kilo jump to 127.5, which would equal her personal best.
Shakes her head, unfortunately.
Magnet engaged.
Yeah, unfortunately just can't break the ground. But luckily got her first and second attempt in and has secured that total. When it's not going, it's just not going.
Well, this is Hamawandi. This is to give her a chance of a bronze medal in the 47s, but lifters to follow that can take that away. Well, the one that can take it away is Lourdes Fernandez, who will follow her.
Yeah, that'd be a bronze in deadlift, not overall.
Yeah.
She breaks the ground.
That's a good battle.
Let's see what the referees say. She did get blue last time. And 2-1, same again. 2 whites and a blue, I suspect, for supporting of the legs again.
Such a difficult call when it's marginal. Yeah, I keep my fingers crossed for her.
Yeah.
So this is Malia in the 52s.
$2.5 kilo jump here.
For a new personal best. Yeah, she PB'd on both her first 2 lifts. Got it going. Can she finish it? Oh, I think she can. That looks good. She will be delighted with that.
Yeah, 3 white lights, a good lift.
And there you see the joy.
Yeah, and a matched personal best on her total as well.
Now this is the battle.
Yeah, when we see the attempt changes start to come in,
Yeah.
and as we suspected, Hamawandi's last lift got overturned to a no lift on the grounds of hitching, which is when you use your legs to support the bar on the way up.
Now this is interesting. Mari's gone 155. She's not chasing the title. This can't get her better than second place. So I think she's decided that. Oh, sorry, my apologies. The screen's changed 3 times.
Yeah, it tends to happen when so many attempt
Yeah.
changes are going in, a little confusing to keep up with.
Yeah, if you're new to the sport, in third round deadlifts you can make 2 changes. And then of course if you do make a change, someone else may respond to that change. So that's why. But just to clarify, it's Lourdes Fernandez now. 155 kilos on the bar. She's got the bronze overall. This is to have a stab at silver in deadlift.
This is a
But
15
it's a
kilo
massive,
jump.
it's a massive jump, but she's got nothing to lose. Nothing at all to lose.
She composes herself and readies herself for this big jump.
Come on, just break the floor and then see how far it can go.
Wow.
Oh, it's moving. Oh,
my
wow!
goodness.
2 to
2 to 1, a good
What a
lift.
fantastic lift.
15 kilos from her second.
Yeah,
That is
but her
absolutely
PB was
incredible.
150. So she'd been in that area before, but it was a huge jump nonetheless. So Muscolino, this is back to the 52s. And then we go back to the battle for gold in the 47s. This is for a PB as well. Currently 152.5. As you say, the legs straightening too soon. And there's just nothing to pull that weight with.
Yeah, it makes for a really difficult pull when it gets a little bit heavier, but a great effort nonetheless.
Another attempt change. And it's Mari has gone down to 157.5. Well, this puts her into the lead in total. This gives her 385. And remember, she is the heaviest lifter in the 47s.
Yeah, and of course we just have one lifter to follow, and that'll be
Yeah.
Annalisa to fight for that first.
And I think if she gets this, Mota will drop down to 160 and take it on body weight.
162, yeah, she can't drop down to the same weight she
Oh,
already
sorry, yeah.
But
162.5, yeah.
let's see how Delida does here.
It's irrelevant now.
Just a little bit too heavy, but
She
what
is
a
the
fight.
silver medalist overall.
Yeah, she had nothing to lose there by going for it, only things to gain. That takes us to our final deadlift of this first flight.
Yeah, and it's Delida Mari. She is the champion. She's got a...
Yeah, your new European 47 kilo champion coming for her last pull of the day.
Well, this isn't Mari, this is Mota. Our screen is slightly wrong there. $165 on the bar. She's already the champion. And she just solidifies that title in absolute style. What a wonderful performance. Has she gone 9 from 9? I think she may well
I
have.
believe so, and she finished the day as she had lifted the whole day with ease, it seems. She made it look so easy, and she walks away 47 kilo European champion.
Fantastic performance. And now we move on to the rest of the 52s.
Absolutely, and we will see who will walk away 52 kilo champion very soon. Kicking us off, we have Stephanie Verhulst of Belgium, 135 kilos for her opening attempt. This is well below her best of 150, but get that deadlift in, secure the total, and build from there. Good opener there.
Yeah, you called it.
3 white lights, a good lift. A bit of a hybrid stance there, somewhere in between conventional and sumo. Bit of a frog stance, as some people like to call it. $145 kilos for Ruth Grigg of Great Britain.
As is often the case, the gold medalist in bench is out early in deadlift.
And doing it beltless, it seems.
Wow.
Lovely quick opener there for Ruth.
Almost seemed to be doing it weightless. It was so fast.
3 white lights, a good lift.
And again, the Hungarian that was right up in the battle for the medals in the bench, out early on the deadlift.
Margit for a while, 147.5 kilos. Lovely smooth opener there, hopefully securing the total, and she does. 3 white lights. Yeah, the bencher's arms don't fare too well as an advantage in deadlift. Much like the deadlifter's arms don't fare too well as an advantage in bench.
But it all evens out most
Absolutely.
of the time. It's the ones that are good at everything that annoy me, because I'm not.
Neymar La Rosa Cintas of Spain, 150 kilos for her opening deadlift. Lovely and patient off the ground there. Rewarded with that quick snappy lockout and a good lift.
Next up, Elena Bajelic of Austria with 165 kilos. Barbieri and Handress to get ready.
Bar is now loaded for Jelena Bajelic of Austria, 165 kilos. Currently sat in bronze overall. Just wants to build that total and stay there, I imagine. And as we saw in squat and bench, the opener was nice and easy for Elena. 3 white lights, a good lift.
Yeah, she's been very fast.
Yeah, and the gap actually between her and Camille isn't as large as, you know, you first thought at squats. Only 15 kilos, I think. We have Ilaria Barbieri of Italy now, 167.5 kilos. She'll be chasing Jelena for that podium position, as will Fawal.
Yeah, and Ruth Grigg isn't out of it. You know, she's in 6th on prognosis. But 4th is only a couple of kilos heavier than her.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a good lift. Very quick, a little bit wobbly at the top, but that could have been as a result of it being quite quick.
Yes, sometimes you're going so fast when you stop that you almost overbalance and lean forward to stop falling backwards and end up getting red lights.
We now have Camille Hadris of France, 167.5 kilos.
And we see the French flags being waved in the auditorium.
Wow. So fast. And that is a good lift. 3 white lights. She can feel the support of the French in the crowd. She's giving them what they want. Just 2 deadlift openers remain before we head through to the second attempt. Alejandra Aguilera Garcia of Spain, 170 kilos for her opening attempt here. Well in the race for a deadlift medal. Let's see how this moves.
Wow, that moved so well.
Goodness gracious me, that was a fast opener.
Seen so many good Spanish deadlifters over the recent years.
Absolutely.
And I think we've got another one here.
Even in slow motion, so fast there. We now have our final deadlift opener. Same weight remains on the bar, 170 kilos for Alexandra Aranatovic of Serbia. She's been in a steady lead the whole way. Ooh, a little bit of trouble at the top of her deadlift there. And a no lift, unfortunately.
Wow, 2 blues. Let's watch that back again.
And now that opens the door slightly for
Certainly
Camille.
does.
Unfortunately, not getting the replay there, but those of you at home, I'm sure, can scrub back if you want to see it again. I mean, she is without a total currently, and we
Oh,
head.
that's a shock.
It is. We did not expect that at all, so we'll have to see how she fares on her second attempt.
I'm sure she'll come back and do it. I mean, I had her nailed on as the European champion. I'd almost hung the medal
Wow.
around her neck. They're
Can't ever
just-
be certain until the
no.
last deadlift's lifted. Now we have Stephanie Verhulst of Belgium jumping 10 kilos to 145 for her second attempt. 5 kilos below her best.
What a battle.
Manages to lock it out after a great fight.
She had some work to do, but she stuck with it.
And it is a good lift.
3 white lights.
But what would you do after that? Would you go
Um,
up? Would you cancel out your last
You know,
attempt?
I might just think, what's the point in going again? I think you should, but I might just think, you know, it's my last lift. I've nothing
Yeah,
to lose.
on the same side, you
European
know.
stage. I think I would take it.
She's not losing anything.
No.
She's not in contention. But who potentially could be here? Ruth Grigg, 152.5 kilos for her second attempt. Great Britain, 7.5 kilo jump from her opener, which was very, very quick.
She'll be wishing she'd got more than one squat in, because that's really what's hurt her more than anything.
Yeah, and those deadlifts still moving well on her
Looking
second.
good. Well, that's put her to 4th in total. Lifters to follow, of course.
Yeah, like you said, it is such a tight race between 3 lifters for that bronze medal. It's really going to come down to who
She's-
gets their final deadlift
She's
in.
5 kilos out of bronze, but the Barbieri has still to take her second round lift. But meanwhile, we've got Fawal on the platform.
Absolutely, 155 kilos for Margit Fawal of Hungary.
Looks good.
Yeah, a great second attempt and well in contention for that bronze medal, as we were speaking about. 3 white lights. Gold and silver will be a fight between Camille and Aranatovic, I'm sure, but bronze again is another great fight we'll see.
If the Serb gets a lift, remember, she hasn't made a deadlift yet.
Absolutely. Neymar La Rosa Cintas now. 162.5 kilos, a 12.5 kilo jump from her opener, which was very quick. So let's hope 12.5 kilos doesn't slow her down too much.
Oh, it was very impressive, the opener. Both the Spanish lifters were.
Ooh.
Magnet engaged.
Yeah, unfortunately, similar to we saw in some of the previous lifts, just making slightly too big of a jump there.
Yeah, and with the sumo, as you said, it's more difficult to break the floor. Easier once you do.
Yeah, absolutely.
And she just couldn't break the floor. She was
Yeah.
patient, she waited, and it just didn't come.
Now we have Alexandra Aranatovic of Serbia.
Big lift coming up.
Yeah, she was our favourite to win on prognosis and even in subtotal, although she missed her opening deadlift, just wobbled at the top and fell, got 2 blues, 170 kilos being retaken, which will take her back into first place, but will also close the gap between her and Camille. So let's see if she can get this deadlift in on the board.
It's better.
Yeah, it does look better, and let's hope the referees agree. And she's back on the board.
Serbia breathes a sigh of relief. The battle is on between Aranatovic and Hadris.
Yeah, much closer, I'm sure, than Aranatovic would have wanted. But it'll be exciting for us as the viewer here. Now, currently sat in third overall, Jelena Bjelic of Austria, 172.5 kilos. 7.5 kilo jump, just shy of her personal best on her second.
To take the lead in deadlift with 3 lifters to follow in the second round. She lost the speed, but she got it up.
And it is 3 white lights, a good lift. She is defending that bronze medal with her life. I think, you know, the strength is there. I think her knees just locked a little bit early, so perhaps still a good amount left in the tank. 177.5 kilos now. A 10 kilo jump for Ilaria Barbieri of Italy.
And this puts her into the lead in deadlift and puts her on the very, very fringe of the podium. Takes her from 5th to 4th.
Let's see how this moves, to see what kind of jump she'll be able to make and whether she'll be able to push ahead of the Austrian lifter.
Good lift.
Very good. 3 white lights. I would say the difficulty level there was probably equal between the two of them, though. Now, 2 lifters remain before we head into our third attempt at deadlifts to find out who walks away with which medals. Camille Hadris of France, jumping 10 kilos to 177.5 kilos, will move her into deadlift silver for the time being, but more importantly, into gold overall ahead of Aranatovic, heading into third attempts. So let's see.
Yeah, this gives her a
happens.
2.5 kilo lead, and she is the heavier of the two. The French flags wave. They get ready to cheer, and there's lots to cheer about.
Yeah, wow, that was an excellent second attempt. And 3 white lights. She puts herself in a great position to snatch the crown from Aranatovic, heading into the third attempt.
Oh, this is getting close. This is getting tense. This is getting exciting.
Yeah, and from what we thought was a runaway with the Serbian, has become a tight race for the top. We have our final second attempt here with Alejandra Aguilera Garcia, 180 kilos, to put her into deadlift gold for the time being.
She looks like a deadlifter, doesn't she? And her opener was so impressive. Oh, what a fantastic deadlift.
Yeah, still plenty in the tank there, it seems, for Alejandra. 3 white lights, a good lift. And easily could have been her opener, I think. And that concludes our second round of deadlifts. And just like that, we are heading into the third and final attempt. As you can see here, just a little down the board, it is so, so close, with Camille leading by 2.5 kilos now. And you can see how close that bronze position will be as well. A fight for gold and a fight for bronze.
Couldn't
we are
ask
in
for
for a
more.
treat, absolutely.
And who will be too risky and who will be too risk averse?
Absolutely. It will come down to who gets their deadlift in, who misses, attempt changes, and this is exactly how we wanted to start the championships. We have Stephanie Verhulst of Belgium jumping 2.5 kilos to 147.5.
weight. It was a fantastic battle.
Yeah, unfortunately,
Yeah,
2 to 1.
I was worried about that.
Yeah, she gets blue cards there from the referees for supporting of the legs, I believe. We now have Ruth Grigg of Great Britain, 160 kilos, not fighting for that position on the podium. It's just a bit too much of a stretch, but to end the day strong.
Yeah, the squats hurt her.
Still
Great
walking away with the
bench.
gold medal on bench, absolutely.
Great bench, great deadlift, but the squats hurt her. That's where the damage was done.
Well, let's hope she can end the day strong with 160 kilos. Oh, she just gets stuck there and it's
No.
not shifting.
Just couldn't get the hips through.
Next up, 162.5 kilos on the bar for Spain's Neymar La Rosa Cintas. Bar is loaded.
We now have Neymar La Rosa Cintas of Spain, 162.5 kilos. She made a 12.5 kilo jump from her opener and just could not budge it from the floor. Be interesting to see if she's coming out for this. I don't think she is. Take this moment to thank our sponsors, SBD Rogue, and yes, you can see a new one up there. We have
Yeah, she is.
ESN,
I think she is coming out.
Elite Sports Nutrition.
No, it's the other Spanish lifter I'm seeing.
So we have some fantastic new sponsors here, as we can see there on that phenomenally large backboard. Without them, this would not be possible, and we look forward to seeing what the relationship with our new sponsor ESN will look like moving forward. And as we count down the buzzer, the spotters and loaders will prepare the bar for our next lifter. And I do think that was the sensible decision. You know, she didn't have anything left in the tank, but a valiant effort.
And it's the courteous thing to do for those new to the sport in a small flight, to let the clock run down so the others don't have to go before they're fully recovered.
Yeah, absolutely. It's only a flight of 9, and deadlifts move so fast. Like you said, it's good to give them a bit of a breather, including her teammate. We now have Margit Fawal of Hungary jumping 10 kilos to 165. Not quite enough for the podium for now, should Yelena get her.
No,
Ooh.
and interestingly, I'm looking at the scoreboard. The next up is Aranatovic, who's only gone up 2.5 kilos. And this could spell the end of her chances of being the European champion, because there's people behind her with much bigger deadlifts. I mean, this would put her into the lead, but
Now
she's not going to stay there, is she?
how it ends up. Alexandra Aranatovic, Serbia, 172.5 kilos in quite the turn of events, as you said, jumping 2.5 kilos from her second.
Hadris has a 190 in, but that's a placeholder. She'll drop to what she needs to win.
Yeah, and Hadris is the heavier of the two. So let's just see how Alexandra moves this final attempt. Can she get it? It is moving. She's having some trouble.
No, she was just at her limit on the 170.
Yeah, hopefully a lesson to be learned moving forwards to open slightly lighter and get those kilos in. There is no prize for heaviest opener.
Not unless you get it.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. But
I failed on a bigger number than you. Doesn't buy many bragging rights.
yeah, and we have just 4 lifters remaining with that battle for podium. And obviously for first, we have Jelena Bjelic of Austria, 175 kilos, a 2.5 kilo jump, and this defends her bronze medal position overall.
Yeah, she's going to get the bronze overall. The only lifter to follow her is chasing the... no, there's Barbieri to go, sorry.
But she gets it moving. Can she lock it out? She does.
No.
Now
I
let's have a look
think
at what the
that's
referees
good.
say.
I think it's good.
2 to 1,
2
a
to
good
1.
lift.
I just wondered if there was a fractional downward movement there. But 2 to 1, the referees give it. Jury are taking a close look.
They seem happy with it, so she sits in 3rd place. But let's see if that changes anything. Yep, Barbieri has pushed it up, but first, our new European champion in a turn of events, we have Camille Hadris of France, also looking potentially for deadlift gold, but now sitting comfortably in gold overall. That can't be taken from her. 185 kilos to finish the day strong.
And that's also a new PB. What a great day she's had. One more lift.
Even if she is to miss this, she's still the European champion.
But she still wants this. This is her victory lap, her lap of honor. Smashed it out of the park.
What a way to end the day. 3 white lights, a good lift, and your new 52 kilo European champion, Camille Hadris. Would you look at that?
But the action isn't over yet.
No, it's far from over. We have 2 deadlifts remaining, and we've seen another attempt change come in. We have Ilaria Barbieri of Italy now. She wants deadlift gold, and she also wants to push for bronze overall, knocking the Austrian lifter Jelena out. 187.5 kilos, another 10 kilo jump to get that medal. Can she do it?
Yeah, this puts her on the podium, but
Does she have it in her? Let's see.
what a fantastic end to the competition. No, she had to go for it. She had to try.
And just a little bit too much, unfortunately. But that leaves Jelena in bronze, and I can see her hugging her coach there in the back. And we have 1 deadlift remaining, pushing her to move from deadlift silver into gold. It won't change her rank overall, but for that shiny deadlift gold medal, we have Alejandra Aguilera Garcia of Spain, 187.5 kilos.
She's done this before. This is her PB. This is for deadlift gold.
Wow, and still didn't even break a sweat.
Fabulous lift.
3 white lights and a deadlift gold medal. A fantastic day, and what a talented lifter. And that concludes our first session of the championships. Let's have a look at those totals. We have in the 47s, Annalisa Mota of Italy walking away European champion. Oh, sorry, deadlift with deadlift gold. My apologies. In silver, Ana Lourdes Fernandez and Delida Mari in bronze. And in the 52s, Alejandra Aguilera Garcia with deadlift gold, Camille Hadris with silver, and Ilaria Barbieri with bronze. Now, overall, in the 47s, Annalisa Mota of Italy, your new European champion. In silver, we have Delida Mari of Italy. And in bronze, Ana Lourdes Fernandez of Spain. And in the 52s, your new European champion is Camille Hadris of France. 10 kilos ahead in the end of Alexandra Aranatovic, who walks away with silver. And in bronze, we have Jelena Bjelic of Austria. Thank you so much for joining us for that first session of the championships. We will be coming back this afternoon at 3:30 for the men's 59, 66 and 74 kilo. We will see you then. Stick around for the medal ceremony.
Bye for now.
on to the men's race medals now. Our bronze medalist with a 95 kilo bench press was Serbia's Alexandra Anatovic. In silver medal position, also with a 95 kilo bench, the slightly lighter Anatovic was Austria's Deadlift. And your gold medalist in bench press with 97.5 kilos was Great Britain's Boothbury. On to the deadlift awards now. In bronze medal position with a 177.5 kilo deadlift was Italy's Ilaria Barbieri. In silver medal position with a 185 kilo deadlift was Camille Adams of France. And taking home the gold medal in deadlift with 187.5 kilos was Spain's Alejandra Aguilera Garcia. And on to our overall awards for the 52 kilo class. In third place, taking home the bronze medal with a 405 kilo total was Yelena Michele of Austria. They have also with PSI, who are the nutrition partner, and they are also providing a prize to our top weightlifters and women. In silver medal position, with a 417.5 kilo total is Alexandra Anatovic of Serbia. Which means